Hey there, guys. Doing a quick little ambush pre-intro to this week's show. This week's episode is our live show from the Philadelphia Podcast Festival, the 2016 Philly Podcast Fest. 4th year that they've done it, 1st year that I've been involved. I said it before, I'll say it in this live episode, and I'm going to say it now. Thank you to Mike, DeAngelo, at Tellest on Twitter for co-hosting with me. Thanks to Orlando Berrios. Check out Savage Personal Fitness for being my guest. Thank you to Garrett Smith at Philadelphia with a F-I-L. I guess just how it sounds, it would be spelled, at Philadelphia on Twitter. He's the host of I Like to Movies, stand-up comedian in the area. He came out and really he crushed a mouse, as you'll hear on the episode. But he also he was a very funny man that night, and everyone had a good time listening to him. So big thanks to them. Big thanks to Nathan and Teagan for putting together the Philadelphia Podcast Fest, and a big thanks to all the sponsors who helped make it possible. You all know who you are. I say it in the live show. And thank you for having me and my dopey little show at the Podcast Fest. It was a lot of fun. I'll warn you guys now. We learned a lot from doing this live show. The opening is probably roughly 10 to 20 minutes of me doing a monologue and not being very funny, being very nervous. I know that Steve from Bridgeset Sound did a lot of work to make this sound good, so thank you to him. I'm so happy with this experience. We learned a lot, and we're going to alter our show a bit. We're still going to do late night. Every live show we do is going to be considered Everything is Awesome late night. It's going to be me doing late night television, except in podcast and not broadcasting live. Not that they're broadcasted live, but we're not going to really broadcast video. Though I do have video. We do have video for this that I still have to piece together. We're going to try to put out the video this week as well. So that you can see the push-up competition, so you can see the ab rolling stuff, and all the stuff that's very visual. We'll try to put up this week. Probably get it up either Thursday or Friday, so tomorrow or the next day. But we did learn a lot, and I'm proud to say that we are going to be doing another live show in a couple months, November 17th at Bridgeset Sound. It's the third Thursday in November. I need to get the time. I don't know what time yet, but we have a couple months to get ready for it. I'm working on getting something else maybe booked before then, but we're trying to keep to maybe every other month, and October was a little bit busy for Mike to come out and do, especially since the third Thursday of the month was going to be around his wedding anniversary. So I'm so happy, and I promise you, you work past this monologue. I'm keeping it in because, it's been broadcasted to a live audience already, so I don't want to be disingenuous about it. And so push past the intro a little bit. It might be good. I don't know. I haven't really re-listened to it since the live show, so maybe it's better than I think, but it felt really bad. But the experience is there. I left in the pep talk that I gave myself before I interviewed Aaron McGathy. And I don't know, it shows the performer, like the anxiety that a performer gets, I guess. And I'm very much that person that has a lot of just gets very nervous about things. So here it is, coming up right now, from August 21st, 2016, at Tattooed Mom on South Street, part of the 4th annual Philadelphia Podcast Festival 2016. Here is Everything is Awesome late night, right for your ear holes. And thanks for making it happen, guys. Your super friends are really, really great.
from Tattooed Mom on South Street, the hippest street in Philadelphia. It's Everything is Awesome. Tonight's guest, Savage personal fitness founder Orlando Berrios, and fellow Philadelphian podcaster and stand-up comedian Garrett Smith. And now, here's your host, Kevin Gallagher.
Oh no, it went again, guys. It went again. Spacebar is not stopped, by the way.
It's just these two songs the entire time. That's all our podcast
That's the podcast, guys. Nice to... Thank you, guys, for coming out to the show. Everything is awesome. I am your host, Kev. I am Tangled. And this is a show where we talk to awesome people about awesome things. It's been a dream to do a live show since I started this podcast. Everything is awesome. Way out of shape, guys. So forgive the heavy breathing.
Ran a long way.
Yeah. It was 3 feet, dude. It was so long.
I think you should have dove.
I should have done the wrestler slide, man. That's what I should have done.
It worked for the Olympics, too.
Wow, dude. Come on now. Let's save the Olympic talk for later. Anyway, so when I first found out I was going to be part of the podcast fest, I thought back to the first live show I ever did about 9 years ago. It was at Doc Watson's Pub. No pressure. It was me, 3 other guys, and a couple bands, so no pressure. Fast forward to now, by myself, talking to someone for an hour. Oh my God, it's all on me. So I had to get someone as my co-host. I knew one guy who would never say no, and I called him, and he said, absolutely not. But the next guy is my best friend, the creator of Tellest, fantasy series, and co-host for this afternoon, Mike DeAngelo. Mike, thanks for doing the show, buddy.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Why don't you give the elevator pitch to Tellest?
All right, so do you guys like superheroes? Yep. Do you guys like medieval fantasy? Oh, yeah. I take the two of them and just smash them together, and that's Tellest.
And if you don't like it, you're going to be sorely disappointed about the prizes tonight, guys. It's a lot of Tellest, and if you don't like anything awesome, really disappointed, because that's all it is. But anyway... and thank you guys for coming out to the Philadelphia Podcast Fest. Podcasting is a huge, important medium to me. I do it in all my free time. I listen to it in my free time. I edit it in my free time. And big thanks to Nathan and Teagan for putting this together. Yeah. Over 30 podcasts, guys, over the course of 2 weekends and multiple venues. No easy feat. And we want to thank a couple sponsors to the Podcast Fest while we're at it. Of course, the Philly Podcasting Society, great group of people. I've met many great people like Dave Steele from A Quest for a Magic and Steel, Pyroglyphic Studio, Fireball Printing, Wildfire, got it, Mike, Radio, Bridgeset Sound, who's running our sound today. As the previous show said, best sound you'll hear from this show ever. And of course, our venue, Tattooed Mom. Drink up. They're letting us do this for free. Drink up, tip well.
The more you drink, the better we sound.
So. Yeah. Dude, yeah, if you're expected to laugh, you have to wait for like about 40 minutes when our comedian comes up. Anyway, so today when Mike first talked about what we should do, Mike and I were talking about this, I said, what should we do, man? Like, it's boring to sit here for an hour and talk to somebody. He said a lot of words that I just ignored, except for 2 like trigger words, but in a positive way, and that was late night. Always wanted to do late night in new media. No one does that. So this is kind of like our Everything is Awesome late night in the afternoon edition. So I'm really excited. Thanks for Mike for coming up with that idea. And when we were doing research, we were thinking about what we could do, what we could talk about. Today's the last day of the Summer Olympics, guys. You guys been watching the Summer Olympics? Mike, you been watching?
My wife has instructed me not to talk about women's gymnastics.
Okay, fair enough. Well, to me, the Summer Olympics are boring. It's just, all right, in 2 years, I get to watch the good Olympics, Winter Olympics, right? Because those sports I can't do. I can't do anything in winter. I maybe snowboard, but I still fall a lot. But in the summer, like, I can swim, I can run, I can jump, you know? You stop.
They can't see it on a podcast. That's okay.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. And, but, you know, Jen, my fiance who's here, she wanted to watch the Summer Olympics. I was like, all right, put it on the background. I'll do stuff while it's on. And I, just like what's that show? Teen Mom. Just like Teen Mom, I was hooked instantly because it was on in the background. And have you guys heard of, I think I want to pronounce this right, Michael Phelps, is it?
I think that's right. That's accurate.
Michael, he's like a dolphin in water. He's kind of like Aquaman, but with no lane powers, you know?
Jason Momoa would be very upset with you right now.
Well, I mean, his Aquaman is obviously great. Anyway, and today is actually all of wrestling events. Today is the last day. The USA is in the lead with over 100 medals. We're doing great. All wrestling. Have any of you listened to Everything Is Awesome before? Okay, great. We're not we got one person. No one is stroking my ego anymore. Thank you for being honest. So if you guys know me, you know that I'm into wrestling. Have been my whole life. Been a fan of every style of wrestling. So little known fact that you don't even know. Mike and I used to professionally wrestle. I use that term loosely. Jen, my fiance Jen's in the audience. She does not like the term professional.
We got paid.
We did get paid. But we used to professional wrestle. But I'm a fan of all wrestling. And Kurt Angle, who was a huge inspiration, he won the 1996, over 20 years ago, or I guess not over, 20 years ago, Summer Olympics. He won the gold medal. So, and you don't even know this, Mike, I tried out for the wrestling team Olympics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
A couple years ago, I was like, you know what? This is the one thing I excel at. One thing I'm good at. Here's the catch, though. Turns out, Olympic Committee frowns upon steel chairs, dude.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Does it? How else are you supposed to be the villain of a match, Mike?
I suppose that's right.
I mean, what is wrestling but nothing with foreign objects, you know? All right. Well, thanks for that non-audio cue on the podcast. By the way, we are streaming on Wildfire, got it right again, radio. So anyone that's listening live, thank you for listening. We are at the end of the summer almost here, right? So
just about.
There's a lot of things that happened this summer that are kind of threatening, that were threatening to us. A lot of people were scared this summer. So in this little segment, don't expect any kind of segment songs, guys. Way ill-prepared. But a little segment I like to call Surviving Summer. 2016 was a huge, huge year for people to be afraid of the summer. The Ghostbusters rebooted, guys. Do you know how scary that was for a lot of people? They said, nerds raged out when they said, let's reboot the franchise. They've raged out even more when they said, let's reboot it with a bunch of females. What was the problem? Are a bunch of women going to really ruin a franchise?
Yeah, I mean, all the old movies were going to go away.
Yeah, I mean...
The only thing that was going to be left was the really bad cartoon show.
Melissa McCarthy does not define that franchise. Bill Murray doesn't define that franchise. Guys, we survived Ghostbusters 2. I mean, I think we can survive Ghostbusters with a female cast. And guess what? Have you all seen Ghostbusters? We got one person, a handful of people have seen Ghostbusters. Well, you all know, I saw it, and the next day, there was no hell on earth. There was no Zool, no Gozer, no Stay Puft Marshall Man. And Mike, you know what I saw on my DVD shelf the next day?
I have no idea.
The 1984 classic Ghostbusters. So everything was all right. We survived the summer of Ghostbusters. Now, okay, this one we might get a little touchy here. Are you ready? What's scarier than ghosts?
Suicide Squad?
I haven't seen it, so I can't confirm. But Donald Trump, guys, when it started, I think we were all fans of Donald Trump and the train wreck that we saw. It was comedy gold. Anyone here, we have a stand-up comedian or two in the audience, you know it was comedy gold. To see him talk about building walls and kicking everyone out, and it was just pure fun until things got serious, and there was like a 50% chance, and still is, that he's going to be our president. Now it's a little scary, and the good news is the summer's safe, because we're not going to find out till November, honestly. So we'll revisit this topic in November. However, there was one thing scarier, Mike. Pokemon Go. You guys play Pokemon Go? Wow, no one plays it. Okay, wow. I can't believe it, because the world is playing Pokemon Go. Okay, we got one guy who's loading it up right now. He's going to catch himself some Pokemon if the servers load, because people were losing their crap over this game. My brother-in-law sent me a text saying, dude, I'm drunk and I'm playing Pokemon Go. You got to play it. And, dude, I was ready to catch them all. You know, that was part of my test, dude, to be the very best.
Of course.
And when I downloaded the app, I was so excited, and then suddenly I opened it, and there was nothing. The servers didn't load. I could not catch them all. It was a scary, scary feat. But it gets scarier, because after a couple days, I could catch a Ratha or something stupid. But it got a little scary. Oh.
There we
You hear
go.
it?
We are connected.
It works. It clearly works now. But that's why people are so crazy about it now. Because they are going up to people's doors and knocking to catch Pokemon in their backyard. And then those guys are suing people. They're suing the Pokemon company. They're suing Nintendo. They're suing the developers of the app.
They're going to start suing Apple.
They're going to sue everybody over this. It's just crazy. I went to the Philadelphia Zoo, Mike. I went to the Philadelphia Zoo to see real-life animals, guys. People are wandering around the zoo, looking at their phone, catching Pokemon. You can tell, for those that don't play it, because they're just staring at their phone, flipping it up to catch the Pokemon. And it's so crazy, but it's okay, because I bought a Pikachu today.
There you go.
We survived the summer. We survived the summer of Pokemon Go. I believe, is it trivia time? We have some prizes?
It's trivia time if you're ready.
Okay, we got some, we're going to play some trivia. It's kind of like Quizzo, except without the fancy equipment and pens and paper and stuff. You just yell awesome if you know the answer. And we have some prizes to give away that Mike will start handing out as people answer. We're going to start off a little easy with the first one. In the song this show is named after, Everything is Awesome, exactly when is everything awesome?
We needed to, prep.
Oh, wow. No. You scream awesome.
Do you not know? Why'd you...
That's it. When you're living a dream, hand out the first prize. It's not when you're part of a team, because that's when everything is cool. And it's not when you're stick together, because everything is better. All right, this one's multiple choice, because I'm sure not everyone here is a wrestling fan. Which WWE wrestler claims to be awesome and has the nickname The Awesome One? Is it A, Edge? Oh, we got somebody. B, The Undertaker. C, The Miz. Or D, Seth Rollins?
Oh, there we go.
We got another prize. And we have in these prize packs, we got some books from Tellest from Mike here. So thank you for donating that. We got some Everything is Awesome swag. And then we got some random stuff from Loot Crate that I'm not going to use is in these bags. Except for one. One of you are going to be the lucky people that get custom index cards that say Everything is Awesome and a pen, guys. That's, I think, the grand prize right there. Save that for last, Mike.
I'll try and look through and pick that one out.
All right, third question. How many books are in the Book of Awesome series? Hint, not one.
All right, second hint, not two.
Third hint, not three.
Uh-huh. Fourth hint, not five.
Oh, we got one over here. That is correct, but come on. We don't give prizes to Mary.
We can take it back.
Yeah.
We can absolutely take it back.
All right, fourth question. Multiple choice. In the 5th episode of How I Met Your Mother, Season 1, titled, Okay, Awesome, why does Barry tell Ted this night did not happen? Is it A, the girl he was grinding with all night was actually his mother, Loretta? Was it B, the person he was grinding with all night was actually his brother, James? Was it C, the girl he was grinding with all night was actually his cousin, Leslie? Or D, the girl he was actually grinding with all night was his half-sister, Carly? That's absolutely correct. It is his cousin.
I had to read it again just to make sure.
Fifth question. Which U.S. president do Harold and Kumar go back and forth with in proclaiming, "You are awesome," in Harold and Kumar Escape from Guantanamo Bay?
Awesome. George Bush.
That's correct. Man, you're raking. Make sure you got a different book. Don't give him the same book twice. All right. How many more questions should we do? Should we round out the 10 or?
Yeah, let's go all the way.
Okay, question 6. What is the name, and this is multiple choice, of the WWE Network show starring Edge and Christian? Is it A, 5 Seconds of Awesome? There's a theme here, guys. You'll see it. B, Con Awesome Toe. C, the Edge and Christian show that reeks of awesomeness. Or is it D, Awesome Sauce? No, that is incorrect.
Edge and Christian reek of awesome. Oh, you didn't want to
Yeah, I'm the only. All right, question 7. Who said, "In my body, where there should be a shame gland, there is a second awesome gland"?
We've already used this guy.
Awesome.
That is absolutely correct. Finally, someone new on the board to win a prize. Awesome trivia number 8. Multiple choice. In the TV show Chuck, why is Devin Woodcomb's nickname Captain Awesome? Is it because, according to Chuck, he's an Air Force pilot and that's awesome? Is it B, because, according to Chuck, he's a superhero? Is it C, because, according to Chuck, everything he does is awesome? Or D, is it because he's a doctor? Pay attention to the multiple choice, guys.
D, doctor. No, but he is a doctor. He is a doctor. But that, no, there's a... Yes, that's absolutely correct. Make sure she doesn't get the same book. We made these purposely hard so that you guys would not get them. Though I was forced to do multiple choice because they were so difficult. But we wanted to keep that awesome theme. This is number 9. In what movie does former 90210 heartthrob Ian Ziering play the character Testicles? Is it A, Sharknado, B, Awesome Paulsome, C, The Legend of Awesomus Maximus, or D, Snake and Mongoose? Here's a hint about the multiple choice. What does your teacher say never to answer down the line? What letter? Boom. All right, whoever said C gets it. All right, this is the last question. We only gave 2 choices because it's so hard. According to IMDb, what is the first movie to have the word awesome in the title? Shockingly, this was really hard to find. Not a lot of movies. Is it A, Awesome Lotus, or B, Awesome Possum?
Awesome A.
Yep, there you go. It is a horrible movie. If you read the description, the government calls one of its top agents out of retirement to battle an evil organization that is trying to put the silk industry out of business by using silkworms, guys. That's why none of you have ever heard it. Even Garrett Smith, who's in the background, who hosts the movie podcast.
It doesn't even have a Rotten Tomato score, right?
It does not. That's how bad it is. Okay, so with that, we're ready to bring out our first guest. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage founder of Savage Personal Fitness, former co-host of mine on one of my many podcasts, Orlando Berrios. Woo! How you doing, brother?
Good. Hanging in.
How's everybody doing? Yeah.
Go on and grab that mic, buddy.
Awesome. I feel like I got
That's right, guys. You guys finally got the awesome part of it.
almost went in my mouth.
Dude, you look like a Greek god, man.
Thank you, man.
Last time I saw this dude, okay, this is the after, this is the before, guys. And I'm wearing thinning clothes. So, like,
It totally was.
it was,
Yeah.
he is, look, man,
think
you look
I'm
good.
down, I was about 235.
Eat that mic, dude.
And now I'm like 175 now, so.
I was pretty sure when this guy came in, he was an impersonator. I didn't think this was actually our Orlando Berrios.
Oh, man, I know, right?
And, you know, the funny, like, we met, no, this is not how you guys met, because that's a better story. Craigslist is a scary place, right? But I've gone to Craigslist many times to find co-hosts.
You don't want to know why I was on Craigslist?
Yeah.
Let's just say it was an Asian
Just
thing.
take that out, bud.
Cool.
And not only did I find him as a co-host, someone that was a co-host for like a week is going to be a guest later, and I found him on Craigslist too, I think. It's a weird
lonely.
place. I use it for legitimate reasons. I don't know what he was using it for.
I was looking
Just
for
trying to
midgets.
find like a chair.
I was looking for midgets. Yeah. You know my fascination with midgets.
Yes.
But yeah, I was lonely.
You were lonely.
I was looking for friends.
Yeah, I mean, that's more legitimate than
Craigslist.
what I thought. I thought it was going to a dark place.
It was going there, but you saved me.
Yes, you're welcome. So, we call him O here. He used to co-host one of the podcasts I did many, many years ago. And from Craigslist, you were probably the longest running co-host I had on that show.
I was looking for friends, man. I was dead serious. I needed friends.
It's funny, but I think I remember this conversation 6 years ago or
I know,
whatever
right?
long it's been. But I think the funnier story, the better story, is how you and Mike met, because you guys do know each other.
You remember that, right?
I do remember that.
Okay, so I'll set it up. We did a show that was a lot like Shock Radio back in the day. It was a lot like Howard Stern, Kid Chris, any of those guys you know from morning radio or afternoon radio. So we did prank phone calls, obviously. That was funny in your mid-20s. I'm giving myself credit, late 20s. But so Mike and I set something up to where we
had some good prank calls.
Yeah, we had a lot of prank calls that were really good, but this one is my personal favorite because it was such a setup. Mike and I set up, let's do a prank call. O will be the guy doing it, and Mike will be the receiver of the call. And I have piss poor memory from getting hit in the head with chairs, so I'm gonna let Mike. I think Mike remembers it pretty well, but Mike and O can take this over.
You got to remember this too.
Yeah, I kind of remember. So we ended up calling, and it was I was kind of playing like a creeper from the mall that kind of ran into some girl, and I had her phone number. So I called her up, and I was just kind of really being creepy. I had a really weird voice going on. Like, hey, how's it going? And she was like getting really annoyed, and apparently the boyfriend had got on the phone or whatever, and he was like yelling at me and coming at me or whatever, and I'm just like, whatever, dude. It's I'm safe.
Radio. You're safe.
Yeah, I'm safe. I'm in. It doesn't know where I'm at. We're in a studio.
I'm going to do an interruption. Keep in mind, O did not look like this at the time, okay? O was not cut. He was not a Greek god. No. He was not this. He was.
If I would have known that this is what O looked like, I'd have been like, that's fine. Talk to my girlfriend all you want.
That's too funny. But, so, I mean, it got to the point where Mike, at the time, I don't even know what name we were using at the time. It was just some weird name. But you were like, oh, I'm going to find where you're at and this and that. And I'm like, dude, whatever, man. It's whatever.
And I think there was a hang-up, but we do the comedy rule of 3. So we called back, of course.
Mm-hmm. So we did call back, and it kind of just kept going back and forth. And he's like, oh, I found where you guys are at. I GPS'd you guys. You're in such and such location. And I'm looking, and I'm like... that is our location. So as it's going on, I'm just sitting there like, when's this over so I can get out of here? It escalated really quickly, and I'm just like, all right. So I mean, Mike got really angry and he hung up, and he's like, I'm on my way there, and I'm just like, all right, when's the show wrap up?
We have an hour and a half left.
Yeah,
What's
he's like,
at
the time we were doing like a 2-hour show. So I'm just like, all right, we need to wrap this up because if this guy really shows up, I'm not for any confrontation. Anybody who knows me, I'm not for confrontation. I'm good.
And I think we had known each other for maybe 3 weeks.
Yeah,
so
it was still fresh.
It was not like this was like,
there was no commitment
Kev
there.
is Josh in
There was
here.
no commitment. No,
Yeah.
It was just like, look, it was a good run. Yeah. It was a good run.
3 weeks, it was good.
This is not for me. So. And then
I busted in
with a baseball bat.
He busts in the door. Mind you, my back is to the door, and he busts right in with the bat. There you are, with the bat up, and the Spanish in me. No lie, there was no talking. Like, hey, wait, it was up and go. It was up and go. It was just like. Gone straight.
We should have given him a cape because he flew.
Oh, it was gone. There was a table there. I hurdled it. I should have been in the Olympics for that one, but yeah, it was yeah.
That was
like, whoa,
hey, nice to meet you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then
and somehow you stuck around to do that show for like another year or two.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Oh, God. So what are you doing? What are you up to now, man?
So now, other than kind of doing my day job, I actually run Savage Personal Fitness. And I personal train. I actually go to different places, and I do home visits. I go to different gyms, and I help people try to get in shape. I mean, I've been on the opposite side of the spectrum where I was heavy. And
again, for visual references, we don't have a projector.
Right there.
Me.
So this was me. No. But I knew the struggle, you know what I mean? And I knew how it was, I wasn't going to take the approach of being, that drill sergeant. Like, you can do it. I knew how hard it was in the beginning as far as, trying to do some type of high-intense cardio, and you're freaking, the bottom of your feet are hurting because you're so heavy. Mm. And the other person doesn't understand that, but I kind of took that approach, like, okay, I know, let's start off with a little, something lighter and something not as high impact, and just kind of going from there. And then doing all the research, taking classes, going to school, and, just being a proponent of just being in the gym all the time.
So you've gone to school for this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm not just, I didn't get it out of...
And you do meal plans, like personal meal plans.
I do meal plans.
I've seen an Instagram picture of your meal plan, man.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I eat
it's
a lot.
pretty simple.
It's funny. People think it's like
what did you have for breakfast?
All right, so my typical breakfast is like a half a cup of like egg whites, maybe some whole grain toast, half a slice of Swiss,
half a slice.
Yeah, like I try to cut that.
I want to cut that down to a quarter slice.
I still leave room for my coffee because I'm addicted to coffee.
Yeah, coffee's good. You gotta have coffee. That's why you eat so little, because you eat coffee.
And it's pretty typical. It's not difficult. Like, I'm not sitting there telling you, go make a protein shake and put a spoon of this in there and put some wheat germ in it. No, mine's just Mine's is pretty simple. It's
So
straightforward.
simple. Okay, let's go with like a normal person. Mike, what did you have for breakfast today?
For breakfast
Pop-Tarts.
today, we had a big old heaping bowl of Cocoa Pebbles.
See?
Okay, well,
See?
maybe
There you
we're
go.
tied here because for breakfast I had 2 donuts from Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, did you eat it with a fork and spoon?
Of course not, dude.
Come on, you have to be,
I have to be
on
sophisticated.
point.
No, I was driving to Mike's house to prepare for this. I had
So
no
you
time.
shoveled it in?
I
Did you
actually
hate yourself after?
no, dude.
That's when you know you had a good meal.
That was
when
a
you
lo-
hate yourself
Yeah,
after.
well, because normally my breakfast is like
That-
2
that-
donuts.
right? You know, like when you're sitting there, like, why did I do that? Oh,
No, well, that's
Yeah,
when I have
that's
like
when
2
it's good.
donuts, and then I also have Burger King, and then I also have for
Oh,
lunch,
man.
I have Burger King. Like, that's my typical day is I'll stop for Burger King for breakfast.
Oh, man.
And then if I don't bring lunch with me, it's also Burger King for lunch.
see?
And then it's
Are you usually sleeping in the car at some point throughout the day?
100%.
Oh,
you
yeah.
have
100%.
every day.
I
Yeah,
have
it's-
autopilot. I
You're
have
like
one of those
you're like
Google
in a
cars.
Food coma. You're just sitting there, just laying out,
Yeah,
with the heat.
So what you're saying is my meal plan does not work with savage personal fitness.
No, man. We couldn't
You're
do that.
cultivating
It would be-
mass at the
ex-
time.
See, exactly. we want to kind of avoid that. And it's funny because you say you eat like Burger King and all that stuff. If I try to eat that now as opposed to back then, my stomach would turn. Like, because I don't know why. It's just like I tried actually like a couple weeks ago. I was like, on the road and I had no choice. I tried to eat a burger and I almost puked, dude.
I mean, to be fair, my stomach turns too.
You have a stomach. Yeah,
And Burger King is no longer a sponsor.
No. See, exactly. But you probably have a stomach of steel now.
What have I done to my stomach?
I actually, I kind of let loose every now and then. I'm not
Well,
gonna
see,
sit there and.
I prepped my stomach. But I used to drink a case of Code Red a day. I used to drink a couple amps on top of that. I used to eat like Burger King and McDonald's and like
Holy
I feel like McDonald's was worse, guys. I feel like Burger King is better for you.
No, I just.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Better for you. Okay.
There you go. What is it, because it's grilled?
Yeah, exactly.
They just paint on those grill marks.
Yeah, I know, right? It's already grilled. Like you pull it out, like, oh wow, look, it's grilled already.
So what have you been doing with Savage Personal Fitness? Like, how do you go about attacking a meal plan for somebody?
So basically, what I do is I kind of have like a one-on-one call and try to get their basic information as far as age, weight, height, and then activity level. I need to know as far as if you're in an office job all day. That kind of helps me because then I have to tailor certain things for you being in an office as opposed to being a construction worker where you're on the move all day. So I know I can take that into effect. So with that, I kind of get your basic information as far as how many calories you need a day to lose, either to maintain your weight, to either gain a pound or two or to lose a pound or two. And I kind of build each day out so that way throughout the week you're in that calorie deficit. And you pretty much, even if you're not working out and you're eating that way, one, you're eating healthier, you're not eating processed foods, you're not eating through a window, and you're pretty much cutting your calories, but you're still eating more often. So I eat probably about 6 times a day, but they're smaller meals as opposed to
Oh,
one
that's my
person.
mistake. Okay,
See,
I
yeah,
eat 6
so
meals a day, but it's Burger King.
bigger
there you go. It's fries. It's so it's
Okay,
it's
I
small
got it,
meals,
so-
I kind of keep my metabolism up, and so not to bore anybody, but
Wouldn't my metabolism be super high if I'm eating like super
No,
your
you're
diet
just
6 times a
shoveling
day?
it in, man. You shove- See,
I
the
do a
thing-
jumping
the thing
jack.
With you, the thing with
Hey,
you,
jumping
you're
jack.
probably not even letting.
single one, guys.
You're probably not even letting the first meal digest before you're getting in the second meal. Is that what it is?
Why would I do that? It
Exactly.
tastes so good. Have you had their breakfast
So
burritos?
flavorful. Oh my god, I need to go check it out.
No,
That's on my
don't,
list
dude.
now.
Don't do it. Dude,
My bucket list.
look at you. Yeah, your bucket list.
There
Save
you
it for a couple of years when you're ready to kick the
You're just
bucket.
like, oh my god.
The bucket.
Yeah, look at you. Don't want to ruin that right there. What you got
Thank
going
you,
on with
thank
the
you.
Burger King burrito. Burger King burrito. It tastes good for me, but look at me.
I still go through like drive-throughs. Like I'll go to Taco Bell. I'll get like a.
Dude, I don't even go to Taco Bell.
Come on, Taco Bell's amazing. Taco Bell, you
I
know
love
what?
Taco Bell. Taco Bell's
What's
fine.
wrong with that, man? Taco Bell's made like as far as like the burritos. And stuff.
It doesn't. It goes right through. It's
See,
like,
I never
That's
get
probably
that.
why I
Like,
do it because it goes right through. See, dude, you got to do it, man. Taco Bell, just
Yeah, I have no problem with it, and
Hilarious.
I don't understand the whole like it gives you problems with your stomach or anything. It
not
never
me.
gives me
No.
a problem.
No,
Never.
I mean it probably helps.
It's
though.
giving me a
yeah.
problem now talking about it. I'm
See,
hurting.
I have problems with my stomach anyway because I'm on a high protein diet. So
Sure.
that's just don't be in an elevator with me. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I bolted out of a couple elevators real quick. It's just as soon as that door opened, just walk out and say sorry. Sorry, just go. Just go. Yeah.
So I've been seeing. So you guys do one-on-one training?
Yes.
And I also seen some group stuff that you've
Yep.
been doing on Saturdays, right?
Yep. So we do some boot camps on Saturday. So I'm always posting it. So and if anybody's listening, I'm hoping that they are.
Dude, that's just these guys.
Come on, man.
Let's
Fingers
be
crossed.
honest.
No, I'm sure.
I don't even think Dave's listening back
He's
there.
probably sleeping back there. I saw him nod off a couple times. But I do have a Facebook page, so it's just look up Savage Personal Fitness, follow, like, and I'm always posting things on there. I'm putting challenges on there, just daily things.
I
Nothing
have
crazy or hard.
read every single challenge.
And you tried it, didn't you?
Yeah,
No,
we'll go
you
with that.
didn't. Yeah. Your challenge was trying not
Well,
to.
okay, so you have a challenge for us today. And I assume, Mike, you're partaking?
Yeah. So I actually brought ab wheel.
Okay.
Which is going to be hilarious to watch you guys do that because, no lie, even when I tried it the first time, it was hilarious. And I laughed and left the wheel there and never came back to it. So I brought it so you guys can actually have fun laughing at these guys.
Yeah. It's going to be a sight, guys.
Other than that, I did want to kind of just put a challenge out for you guys just to raise awareness for the 22 veterans that I'm sure you've seen it all over Facebook and, Instagram, the 22 veterans on a daily basis commit suicide. So what people do is kind of like the ice bucket challenge. They do 22 push-ups and then they nominate 3 people. So
Does it have to be in the same day?
yes, yes, 22 push-ups in a row.
22 or 2?
22.
Okay,
Let's
2
do
push-ups.
22 minus 2. No. So I wanted to challenge you guys. On
Okay.
that. You know what I mean? Just to raise
22
some awareness,
push-ups.
right?
22
Let's
push-ups
raise-
today. Now, do you want
22
to?
push-ups
Are we
today.
doing the body fat thing?
I
So
do
what do you
have
want to
a
do
body-
first here?
So I do want to just get the push-ups out of the way.
Okay.
And because you guys are probably going to be dead after that.
I'm gonna warm up.
I'm going
Let
to
me
watch
just
you guys.
stretch.
We're all going to count. We're all going to count.
Right?
Am I wearing proper?
I know, right? Let's look. We'll stop at 10.
No, it's guarantee you it's only going to take 25 minutes.
You can do a modified version where you're just doing the on the knees.
Wait, there's a different.
The girl push-up.
I know how to do a push-up,
See, I was
guys.
trying to be politically correct and say modified, but
Guys,
do the
I
girl
know how to
one.
do a push-up. All right.
You sure you don't want to do the
I
girl
mean,
one?
I don't know. I don't know if
on,
it's
guys.
proper. All right, so are we competing against each other?
You gotta go at the same time. We're all gonna count. We're all gonna count at the same time. Come on, nice push-up position. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're slowing down. 9, 10. No. 13, 14, 15. Come on, are you gonna make it? 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Oh, man, you almost passed out there. Give this man a beer. There you go. All right.
Now's the portion of the show where we pause for 5 minutes.
Yeah, just like, all right, check your heart rate. Right.
Good God, dude. That's more push-ups I've done in like 6 years.
Yeah, you're all right there?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Your heart rate's probably like through the roof right now.
I probably looked that up. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, he's like,
That's we're not going to derail the show for that.
No. So I brought out the nifty old.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wait, look how rickety this
So
thing is.
small. Did you
Yeah,
get that at the dollar store?
I kicked this thing across the room the first time I did it. I was like, get this out of here. I'm never doing this again. But I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate for you guys.
Okay.
And then, I know you're not doing it.
I'll do it. How dare you?
You were dying at
How
like 8.
dare you?
Dude, I think you only got like 7 in.
I
then
got
you
at
like
least
22.
7.5.
7. All right, I'll give you 7.5. Dude,
If
you
we're
were
counting
dying.
mine as halves, I got
So,
7.5.
I'm gonna go
He's
ahead
giving
and
you
do-
an out here if you want it.
I am the host of this show. I have to man up.
You sure?
I'll do one.
All right, I'm just gonna show you guys how to do it.
Unless the challenge is more, then I'm not doing that.
So you're just gonna get on your knees, keep this nice and tight. I'm gonna squeeze your stomach in. Can you do that?
Oh, shots fired.
You were gonna pass gas when you did that just now.
No, dude, I let it all go before the show.
All right, so all you're gonna do, pretty simple, is just roll it out.
You're going first, Mike.
Right, and then come right back in. That's it.
Oh, that doesn't look bad.
All I want is one. Look how easy it is.
Yeah, dude. Mike, do 2.
He just did 2.
Yeah.
Just give me one.
No, well, Mike's going first. Let's not be silly here.
All right, here he goes.
What happens if you don't
Mike.
suck it in?
Oh, he did it! We did too. All right. Mike's been working out.
Fuck you, Mike.
All right. Look, he's about to pass out. Dude.
Do not do a third one.
I think you got a hernia on that one. He's like, oh crap. Here we go. I know. Just give me as far as you can.
Oh, this is awful.
Oh, now come back. Oh, he did it!
That's all involuntary, that second one.
2. All right. Oh, he's got another one. Oh, he did 3. He showed
Burn
you
it
up,
out.
man. He showed you up on that one. He definitely showed you up on that one.
He did. I'm embarrassed.
The first one was good. Let's be honest. The other two are awful.
That's
I
hilarious.
didn't think you were coming back up after that third
No,
one.
I didn't think so.
No, I thought I was going down too, guys.
He'd have just stayed on it. We just
Yeah, no, totally.
we'd lay the mic right next to your face, and you could finish the show right there.
100%. I mean, I'm
You
going to be.
alright?
This is why I didn't eat cheese fries before the show. Like,
There you
Good
go.
plan.
There you go. You all right?
I know.
You got your breath?
Yeah, I know. I got beer. I'm good.
All right. There you go.
Defeats the purpose, right?
Yeah. So basically, something like that would be just an ab workout, just working your core, keeping everything together. So
And you don't do that anymore, is what you're telling
I don't
us.
touch that thing anymore, dude. No, I just wanted to
Do
bring
you
it here
make people do
so
that?
I can leave it amongst the other.
You want to? Hey, someone who got index cards and a pen.
Right? Let's do a trivia question. Who wants to ab wheel? No.
So, all right. So, and you have a body. This is going to be bad. I know what the percentage for me. Mine's going to be
Yeah.
100%.
So normally, what I do before I start training anyone, I actually I try to tell people to stay away from the scale. I do get the average, the weight when we first start, but people tend to like harp over the scale. The scale is dangerous because you can depress yourself if you're not.
I have an
losing or
altar
gaining.
to my scale. I pray to it.
Oh yeah,
It's because
so
it's
basically-
off by 10 pounds.
So basically, what I do is I take a body fat monitor, just get the average body fat. So an average body fat for a person is usually about 25%.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Did you
so
say
that's
doughboy?
average. That's good body fat right there. Anything above that, we just kind of want to monitor that, and that's even for older people, just for your heart in general. You don't want any,
Oh, I got a heart like a tank, dude.
Oh, dude, I know you do. I know. Drink up, man. Drink up.
Yeah.
There you go.
Beer is good for your heart, no?
Right. So I need to just grab some basic information from Kev, and we'll start from there. So, Kev, how tall are you?
We'll go 5'11".
Dude, I didn't think you were 5'11". I think you were taller.
I was.
As the years. have
I'm
gone
32
by,
now, dude. I
gotten-
shrunk.
You've gotten wider, not taller.
100%
No,
wider.
stop, I'm joking.
The dimensions are still there.
Yeah, that's what it is.
What
right?
is it? The square footage is the same, but
All right, so the taboo question: how much do you weigh?
All right, so the last weigh-in I had was about 230.
Okay, that's a lot.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, that's good weight.
230.
That's about what you were. That was your before, right? It was
That
about
was my
230.
before, but I'm 5'8", so that's not good.
But isn't that good for me?
Yeah, dude, I was a pudge.
Yeah,
I'm
I was
not
gonna say,
lie.
isn't me being 5'11" good for me? Yeah.
That's not too bad.
He healthy as a horse, guys. Healthy as a horse. That's what I just heard.
As big as one.
Right.
Touche.
And how old are you?
32.
You got some road.
Phelps plus 1.
Got some road miles on you, man. No, I was joking.
All right, 35.
I'm old, man. I'm old.
This dude here, when he started my podcast, he would bring his daughter sometimes. She was like a teenager, young teenager. 18 years old. He has an 18-year-old,
Yeah.
18.
Yeah.
Insane.
It's been that long. Yeah, I'm old, man. I'm getting the grays in now, and I don't want to
You ever
talk
notice
about
that
it.
the grays spring out further too?
Dude,
I don't have that problem, guys.
You don't have that problem.
Don't
No
have that
lie.
problem.
You want to hear something crazy? No lie. I'm sitting in the mirror one time, and I saw this. I had a white cat at the time, so I saw this long hair, and I'm like, oh, I got cat hair on my chest. Let me take it off. And I went to pull, and it pulled my skin. And I just yelled like, oh my God, that's a white hair. That was not cool.
It's all right as long as it doesn't go further south.
Yeah.
You're all right
It's still
at
good.
that point.
It's up here, and now I'm up to here now. It's not yet any lower. All right, so stand up.
All right.
So I just want you to hold it right in front of you. Put your thumbs on top. There you go. And then I'm going to hit the start button and just hold it there, and we'll...
like I'm playing Xbox, guys.
It is. It's just like a controller. All right, so it's reading right now. He's at 28.4. That's actually
That's actually
too
not
bad.
that bad, right?
Average is
Healthy
20.
as a horse, guys.
Yeah, give him another beer. So that's not too bad. 28.4 average is about like 24 to 25% on, just an average person. So that's pretty good. So we would kind of put you in the goal weight to lose like 20 pounds, and then you would drop down to like 25%, and you're good.
Oh, wow. I only have to lose 20 pounds? I just need
You're
mono again.
You're 5'11". You're good, man.
Yeah,
You be nice and
sweet.
stocky, man. You're good.
Good. All right. Cool. I could do that next year.
There you go. That's usually that time, right?
I'm getting married in 2 years, so
Nice,
I have
nice.
time to wait. Last year was my year of losing weight. This year is my year of gaining it back. Mission accomplished, guys.
All right. Next year is thinking of losing
Yeah,
it, right?
and now
All
I'm
right.
thinking of losing it for next year so that I can fit into a tux.
Nice.
All right. Well, thank you for being part of the show,
Thank
dude.
you for having me. Thank
Yeah,
you for
it was
having me. It was
good
totally
memories.
fun. Thank you, guys.
You gonna hang out on the couch while we bring our next guest?
Yeah,
up?
I'll hang out for a little bit.
All
You
right,
guys-
cool. You may have to pass your mic off though. All right, coming up next, we have a good friend of mine. Always there for me when I need a podcast guest. He was the first ever guest for Everything Is Awesome. Give it up for Philadelphia stand-up comedian Garrett Smith.
Thanks, man. How is everybody? What's going on? For anybody that's listening online right now, we're currently in whatever you picture to be the inside of Beetlejuice's asshole. I'm really happy to be here. O has been here trying to get these guys in shape, which is great. I've been trying to make a lot of changes myself to get healthy. I'm not a very healthy person, but I recently quit smoking. Finally quit. Yeah, I've been. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I've been smoking cigarettes for 10 years. I finally quit. And I know a lot of people think that quitting smoking is hard. People seem to find it really difficult. I actually found it really easy. I use this new method that I found online. I totally recommend it if you're trying to quit smoking. It's 2 quick, easy steps. First step, all I had to do was replace my normal tobacco intake with just like copious amounts of marijuana. And then the second step is you're supposed to take that marijuana and you're supposed to smoke it through a pipe that's shaped like a cigarette. That's supposed to help take care of the physical addiction. I gotta say, I think the results speak for themselves. I haven't had a cigarette in 3 weeks, and I have no idea what day it is right now. Pretty effective method. If you guys want to look it up later, you can Google it. It's called Quitting Baked Turkey. Finger guns. Okay. The only thing that sucks about it is my least favorite thing about smoking is still true. Because I'm smoking out of this pipe that's shaped like a cigarette, homeless guys do not know the difference. Still asking me to bum cigarettes all the time. So consequentially, I'm getting mugged a lot more. I keep having to say, I'm sorry, I don't have any. All I have are these drugs. I am seriously trying to make some change. I'm trying to change the way that I eat. I just have a terrible diet. I eat like the worst shit all the time. My worst habit has to be that I overeat when I eat. I have like no sense of portion control whatsoever. But I blame that on my parents. That is definitively their fault. I don't know if anybody else ever heard this growing up. My mom used to say this really weird thing to me. She used to say, "Hey, you better clear that plate because there are starving children in China." As if reverse fat shaming me was going to somehow feed a country of children. I never understood this logic in parenting. It never made any sense to me. First of all, my mother was born in 1963. The Great Chinese Famine ended in 1961 when she was all of 2 years old. She doesn't even remember a time when there were starving children in China. Second of all, if that's really what she cared about, wouldn't she be giving me the opposite advice? Like, whoa, don't clear that plate. We got to wrap that shit up and overnight it to China so it's fresh for the starving children in the morning. Given her prior knowledge of China, I like to imagine she would have addressed that package to China. Care of starving children. China, China. My eating habits have gotten so bad, I don't even get to choose what outfit I'm going to wear in the morning anymore. My potbelly just decides what disguise it's going to put on. You guys do know what a potbelly is, right? It's when you smoke so much pot, you forget that you already ate a pint of ice cream during Ghostbusters. So you eat a second pint of ice cream during Ghostbusters 2? That joke's about last Saturday. And the 3 Saturdays before. And today, quite frankly. Does anybody have any ice cream? So here's a fun thing about me. It's a thing I don't normally tell people, but when I was 12 years old, I got saved and I became a born-again Christian. Totally true. 12 years old, became a born-again Christian. And that lasted until my 16th birthday, when I got my first blowjob. While playing Guitar Hero. And now I'm a dead inside again human. What can I say? Some things in life are just worth eternal damnation, you know what I mean? One of them is a perfect score on Guitar Hero. What's up, nerds? I'm not actually afraid I'm going to go to hell for that, though. I don't think I'm going to go to hell for getting a teenage blowjob. I'm actually fairly convinced I'm going to accidentally get into heaven just based on the sheer number of sneeze-related blessings I've received in my life. Really high blessing average over here. Blessing 1,000. How does baseball work? Is anyone following this joke? I dropped out like 2 punchlines ago. Did anybody actually go see Independence Day Resurgence this summer? Is that a thing that anyone did with their time or money? You did. Yeah, me too. Listen, we're good Americans. That's how we spend our 4th of July. Listen, for those of you guys that didn't see it, they did it. They really did it. It's resurged. Oh, it's so resurged. Look, this is the whole movie. The whole movie is just like, hey, you guys remember that crazy scientist character from the first one that got killed by an alien? Turns out he was just in a coma, resurged. You guys remember Bill Pullman playing the president in the first one? Well, now he's got a beard, resurged. You guys remember how much you really liked Will Smith in the first movie? Well, we couldn't get him to come back. So we put his picture in every single character's office, resurged. If you guys are sitting there thinking right now, like, hey, this joke is terrible. It's not, I don't get it at all. What is the payoff? Then I have successfully recreated a terrible 2-hour movie experience for you in under 2 minutes. You're welcome. I have a crush on this girl that I work with, and we work in this like terrible cubicle farm of an office where there's just like no good place to have a conversation with somebody, let alone like hit on somebody. But then the other day, I was in the break room. She was in the break room. There's nobody else in the break room. I was like, this is it. This is my shot. I have got to start a conversation with her. But I didn't have like a conversation starter at the ready or anything. I didn't have like a pickup line ready to go. So I said the first thing that came to my mind, and I said, hey, listen, I know you're not supposed to shit where you eat. But I have to shit. And then I got fired because that lady was my boss. It's all right, though. I got a new job. I started working at this predominantly black office in Center City. And a couple of weeks ago, I was talking to a couple of my black coworkers. And they were talking to me about a white coworker of ours. And they kept referring to this woman as white chicks. And when I asked them why they were referring to this woman as white chicks, they said it was because the best way to describe what this woman looks like is to say that she looks like a Wayans brother in whiteface. Yeah, I kind of wanted to laugh too, but I had no idea which side of racism I was about to be on. I was like, I don't know if it's more racist to laugh or not to laugh. Why are you guys even including me on this conversation? I was immediately overcome by some sort of inexplicable white guilt, and I didn't know what to say. So in a moment of panic, what I decided to say was, hey, is this some sort of racism test? Turns out it is, and the only way to fail is by asking if this is some sort of racism test. All right, that's good, I think, right? Yeah? Real good? All right, cool, yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Your future host of Everything is Awesome, Garrett Smith. Oh, my God. Thanks, dude.
Yeah, man, thank you for having me.
So, Garrett, like we said earlier in the show, we go back to Craigslist.
Yes.
I need to find a new way to get friends and podcast hosts.
Wait, can I address something that I don't think we've ever talked about before? When you had me in there the first time, it was fun, but one of the first things you told me, because it was like a shock jock show at the time, was that whenever you talk about black people, you don't like to use the N-word, so you refer to them as pineapples. And that was when I realized I could not do anything. I could not work with you in any capacity. It turned out you were a nice guy, but I was like, I don't know about this guy at all.
Well, that's why we did a Kevin Smith podcast called what was it? Monday Pod.
Yeah, that was why I convinced you to do a podcast about Kevin Smith, because I didn't want to give you any reason to be talking about pineapples at any point. It was so offensive to me.
Well, you can thank Mike for that. That's Mike's fault for introducing me to the video.
It's Donald Glover's fault. I mean, we can really blame him for it.
Yeah.
How?
The Spelling Bee YouTube video.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. They don't say pineapple.
They do.
It's a synonym for...
Oh, okay. All right. I got it. Okay.
We won't say that word here.
Yeah, all right.
2016, guys. Come on.
We're
Grow up.
politically correct here.
No, but the point is, it's not politically correct to say we don't want to use the N-word, so we'll use a different word.
Listen, I had a black friend then. It was cool. No, so you auditioned. We found each other on Craigslist.
Yep.
And then we did like a happy hour idol, I believe we called it. The name of my show was
Great.
Happy Hour. And you called in.
Yep.
And we did like a 5-minute, 10-minute segment.
I'm pretty sure I was at work at the time too.
And the reason, like, we're like, man, like Garrett and I have great conversation,
Yeah.
which hence the reason the Kevin Smith podcast, and which later was Academic Nerds.
I think that's because you asked me about a movie, which is the only thing I can talk about with any kind of meaningful length.
Well, and you also, so not only are you a Kevin Smith fan, you were a Bruce Campbell fan.
Yeah, huge Bruce Campbell fan.
So that was our link.
Yeah.
And we've been great friends since, and you've always been like, when I started this show, he was supposed to be my first guest, but he was busy getting married or something.
Oh, yeah.
Like a loser. No, I'm just kidding. We're getting married next year. We're cool. So you stepped in as the first guest.
Yeah.
And you've always been like a strong podcasting partner for me. So thanks for doing this too, dude.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
You totally saved the show.
I love podcasting with you. You're one of my favorite people to talk to.
Yeah. So last time we met, we went on a tangent about Jurassic World.
Yeah, that movie blows.
So I guess this is going to be a reverse of that. Let's talk about a movie you liked, Ghostbusters.
I fucking loved Ghostbusters. I have a Ghostbusters tattoo. It's the only tattoo on my body. Ghostbusters is my favorite movie ever made. I love Ghostbusters. And people were very upset when they cast a bunch of women, which is fucking nonsense. And the movie was really fun.
It was my second favorite Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's
Yeah.
definitely better than the sequel.
Yeah, it's great movie. I thought that they handled the cameos real well, which I know you had. an
That
issue
was
with.
like my one problem with the movie. Like the Ozzy Osbourne cameo is ridiculous. Like, that literally he shows up in the movie, and I could feel half of the audience actually go like, "Who is that?" That's how little he means now. Like it was so
Yeah.
unnecessary.
Well, I'll agree with that one.
Yeah.
That one was strange. But I enjoyed, the movie just overall was good.
Yeah,
And,
I really enjoyed it. I just thought the cast was they gave them so much to do.
Yeah,
They
and-
were really, really funny. They got to establish their own kind of Ghostbuster personas. I would gladly watch another Ghostbusters movie with that cast.
Yeah, no, and I mean, I'm glad that I would watch 5 of those movies.
Yeah, well,
Like,
I don't know if we're going to get one, actually. I saw
Really?
something about that. I don't think they got to release it in China, because ready for this? So in China, the only way to release your movie is you have to pass this like censor board. And one of the things that the Chinese censorship board is really concerned with is depictions of like the afterlife, because they have like really strong, strict beliefs about like where you go after you die and all these religious things. So like anytime a movie depicts ghosts, they basically go like, nope, you can't show it in our country. And currently China is the second largest film market in the world. So if you can't release your movie in China, you basically don't get to make more of your movie.
they're awful people.
Who, the
in general.
Chinese?
Well, their government at the very least.
Have you seen their movies? Like they're off the wall. Like,
Are you guys going to start referring to them as apricots? What's the next?
Yes, those apricots. No. It's
My
just-
point was not that the Chinese are horrible, by the way. Just want to make that clear.
No, we have that. It's canon. You think that the Chinese are awful? That's canon. So you don't think they're gonna make a second one?
I don't think so. I mean, they might, but it only did. I think it cost like 140 mil, and it only made like 144. So it made it to the black, but you consider how much advertising goes into it and that kind of stuff, which they really advertised that movie big with some of the worst trailers ever made.
Yeah, I was just saying, this trailer's made it look bad.
Wait, can we talk about this though? The theme song by Fall Out Boy? That's terrible, terrible, terrible. It works in the movie. I fucking loved it. As soon as Macy Gray, whose it is, and Macy Gray, as soon as she started rapping, I was like, yeah, get it. They were like dressing up, they were gearing up to some hip hop. I was like, yeah.
I just had the memory of listening to it outside the movie.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this really is. But I'm glad they opened it with the classic.
Yes, they did. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that was, and they followed the beats of the original. Like they opened up like the original. It was a really, really good flick. It was really well done, and they nailed it. Like we had a discussion. I was not because it was an all-female cast, but like I thought they should have cast based off of 4 funny people.
Yeah.
Regardless of.
Did they not
sex.
do that?
No, they 100% did. But at the time, I'm like, well, we don't know.
You just didn't know. You weren't like
Yeah, but we didn't know the other two, and I was like,
Yeah.
and maybe they did, maybe they didn't, and I mean, even if they casted like a mixed gender, you wouldn't have known.
I thought the thing that was the like most interesting choice they made was they had Melissa McCarthy and Kristen Wiig play the sort of straight men of the comedic team, and they allowed Kate McKinnon and Leslie Jones to be the really funny ones.
Nailed it!
Which is great because you would think you would want to sell your movie on the two already comedy stars being the funny ones, but they really let the other two have like most of the legwork of the comedy, and they were great.
They were fantastic. They were probably the best parts of the movie.
Oh yeah, Kate McKinnon's fucking amazing in that movie. She's so funny.
Yeah, and you know what? I read an article recently that they based that character off a lesbian character, but they couldn't say it in the
Yeah,
script,
Paul
which
Feig-
is bullshit.
Paul Feig said that they did write that character very specifically to be a gay character, and Sony would not let the character be referred to as gay, so they just had to like obscure that. But when you watch the movie, there's all these scenes where she's like clearly flirting with the other women on screen. It's like it's almost more awkward that they don't tell you she's gay.
Yeah. So the true enemy is Sony, not China. That's what we learned.
I'm pretty sure Sony's a Chinese company, actually, so I don't know.
And thank you, Garrett, for being here. That's our show. Thanks to everyone who made the Philadelphia Podcast Fest possible. Philly Podcasting Society, Pyroglyphic Studio, Fireball Printing, Wildfire Radio, Bridgeset Sound, and Tattooed Mom. Make sure you drink up and you have plenty of money to tip them because they are very generous to us. Thank you to Garrett. Check out his
Thanks for having me,
podcast,
man.
I Like to Movie. Thank you to Orlando. Check out Savage Personal Fitness. You can get your ass whipped into shape like he did to us. Thank you to Mike, my co-host this afternoon. Tellest.com. Check out the Kickstarter he's running to expand the universe. Coming up next, we have Get Ready to See What Happens When Food Meets Funny with Brian Durkin and Full Belly Laughs. We've been awesome.
Just a custodial point, dead mouse right on the floor, right in front of me. Somebody wants to figure that out, do something about that.
And that's how you end the show, guys.
All right, that was our show. That was the live Everything is Awesome, the very first one. We're never going to get another one of those. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it. I can't thank everyone enough who was involved. Mike, Orlando, Garrett, Nathan, Teagan, Tattooed Mom, Bridgeset Sound, all the sponsors that I already named. Thank you all for making it happen. Thank you to my fiance, Jen, for being very supportive in the month of August while I was trying to prepare for this. So we're rounding out August with this episode, and next week we're gonna get back to the regular kind of show that we do, where we sit down and interview someone for about an hour or more, and make it 2 parts. I haven't done an interview since the end of July, so it's literally been a month since I've sat down and done a normal show. And we're kicking things off with Bernardo from This Makes Me Happy, the podcast. I was a guest on his show during the Philadelphia Podcast Fest. So if you go to, I'll put it in the show notes. I'll put a link to the episode I was on, episode 26 of This Makes Me Happy, the podcast. I was a guest. I sat down and talked about what makes me happy, aside from family and friends, obviously. It was thank you to him for having me on his show. He's going to be on next week. We're going to kick September off with him. And you know what? We're getting close to episode 37, guys. Episode 37, if you know me, that's an important number in my mythos, because it's Kevin Smith. It's Kevin Smith related, from Clark's 37. You guys know what it means. And Kevin Smith is one of the guys that I admire as a filmmaker and a podcaster. And it's my goal, and I know we only have a couple weeks to get there, because this is episode, I believe, 32 or 33. This is episode 33, so we only have like 4 weeks to get him on and record. So it's going to be really tough to happen, but let's make it happen, guys. Help me get Kevin Smith on this show. Tweet at that Kevin Smith on Twitter, and use the hashtag #ThatKev on this Kev. Make sure you tag me at @ThatNerdyKev on Twitter. That's my new Twitter handle. Let's try to get him. Let's try to make him know that everyone wants him on this podcast, so that we can sit down and have an amazing conversation. That is the goal for episode 37. We'll see if we can make it happen. Hashtag #ThatKev on this Kev. At that Kevin Smith, at that Nerdy Kev. Let's make it happen, guys. Thank you all the super friends. Thank you for all the support you have given me over the course of the last 30 plus episodes. Because of you, we have done some really cool things, like interview Aaron McGathy, like be part of the Philadelphia Podcast Fest, like getting booked in November to do another live show, and hopefully book Kevin Smith and book some other people. I don't want it to sound like the goal is to talk to just famous people, because that's not the goal, or to celebrities or whatnot. The goal is to talk to anyone that's interesting, and obviously for me, that's going to be some celebrities, and that's going to be people I admire, and I want to talk to everyone, from my friend in Alabama who has yet to schedule something up, to someone like Kevin Smith, or Mark Maron, or whoever. I just want to talk to interesting people, and it would be a dream to sit down and talk to Kevin Smith for episode 37 especially. So hopefully we make it happen. If we can't get it to happen, I have a backup plan. I've been listing out ideas to do, but let's get there first. Let's not settle for that. Let's settle for getting Kevin Smith on the show, guys. So thank you to all the super friends who have made this all possible. If you want to continue to support this show, make sure you tell a friend. Make sure you subscribe to us on iTunes. Make sure you leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. It helps us get in front of more ears, and the more ears we're in front of, the cooler things we can do. Like maybe, I don't know, just more live shows, or get guys like Kevin Smith on, or whatever it might be. I just want to do more, and that comes from you guys helping out, and thank you. You made August a really big month for us. I know I put out a lot of podcasts in the month of August, so that probably helps, but I can't thank you enough. Episode 33, it has no meaning behind it whatsoever, except that it was our first live podcast. And I'm just really grateful for it, guys. And of course, the last way that you can help support us is you can go to patreon.com/awesomepodcast, and you can help support us that way. Basically, Patreon is a way to get some cool little early perks from the show, early access, special Patreon exclusive stuff. And you pledge at X amount of dollars a month, and you can get access to that stuff. And we're not looking to get rich off of it at all, but I'm finally at a point in my podcasting career where I would like to maybe break even. And if we can, and anything above that, is just going to go into the show, or go into the live show, or go into things to help us book guests, or hiring an assistant to book guests, or getting a manager to help, get all those things cost money. And right now, I'd be grateful just to have my hosting covered. It's about $150 a year for hosting and all the domains that go along with it and whatnot. So if we get that covered, that's more than I expect, because I'm still doing it out of pocket right now because I love doing it, and as long as you guys listen, I'll continue to do it because I just love doing it. If you guys want to help, that'd be great. So that's enough of me begging for money. If you want to, like I said, and you don't have to support that way. You can support by simply telling a friend, by simply leaving an iTunes review. That all helps the show in the long run. I've babbled long enough. Thank you all again for making the Philadelphia Podcast Fest happen. It was such a great experience, and I assure you that we've learned a lot from that experience, and that the next live show we do is going to be a lot of fun. As of now, the next live show is booked for November 17th, 2016. We'll be at Bridgeset Sound on South Street. So we're going back to South Street, baby, in Philadelphia, PA. As we get closer to the day, I'll have more details with guests and times and all that stuff. Thank you for listening. As I said before, we've been awesome. And when I say we, I mean you, me, my guests. We, as the Super Friends, have been awesome. Mr. Mouse, what can be said about you, huh? Well, you may have been the tiniest fan at Everything is Awesome Live, late night in the afternoon edition, but I think you may have been our biggest fan. You were up front for all the laughs. You were right there when I stuttered throughout my monologue. You saw me at my weakest, you saw me at my strongest when I sat there and laughed at Garrett he brought the funny. I think, I'd like to believe at least, that Mr. Mouse, you died doing what you love to do, and that was laughing. That was sitting up front at Everything Is Awesome Live, late night edition, listening to me and Orlando talk about the old days, laughing at my inability to do push-ups, laughing at me trying to outdo Mike doing ab rolls, laughing at Garrett trying to figure out if he was in the middle of a race test when he was talking with his coworkers. Laughing at pretty much everything Garrett said. Mr. Mouse, I thank you for being there at Everything Is Awesome. I thank you for dedicating your life to that show. You will be missed, Mr. Mouse. You will be missed.